Running Hummingbird Helix 9 SIDI, follow the contour at 16 foot depth. I did a comparison between LakeMaster and the boating app on the contours. My son has a 9 SI Hummingbird. We set it the route for follow the contour for 16 feet, and we're now measuring the difference. You notice that I have my GPS or my sonar running on the lower part of this, giving us the exact footage that we're at, and the tracking will give you the depth. Anything in the orange area is greater than 17 feet. We had it set to run at 16 feet, so we get to see what it is. So go through here, we had some pretty neat bait balls, and got a whole bunch of fish, big fish below that. As we're cruising along, the boating app has a feature that allows you to tap onto the marker, and it puts a marker exactly where the GPS is at. So every time we caught a fish, I did that here. We're going to go and put that marker on there, hit that dot, and the marker goes on, and it comes up with a marker that has a fish on an orange background. So you notice the bait balls that's sitting there at about 10 feet, and underneath there's some large fish. Those are the walleye or whatever they are. And so we go cruising through here, but we notice that the depth of the boating app is somewhere around the 20 some foot depth, and we're actually running at 17 feet. We see that we got as deep as 19 foot on the sonar, which indicates that even the LakeMaster tip is not perfect either. Now I'm just going to speed it up and go through this a little bit quicker. So again, as you see, we're running through there. We're seeing lots of bait, lots of fish. And as we cruise through here, I changed the, actually, let me go back to that. So I decided to change my density from like 50% to 80%, and that's a feature you can do on the boating app also. The sonar is Vexlar, theirs goes from 55% to 72%. The sonar is a Vexlar Wi-Fi that goes to my tablet, which is what I'm running on right here. The black lines, there's probably interference between the Hummingbird that's on the back of the boat, and then he's got a another sonar in the front of the boat. So both of these are running, and it gives a little interference, but it's still more than adequate to see what's going on with the fish that are there. So if you notice there, we're right at 16, or just in the 16-foot area now, and we're tracking kind of nicely, and it says 16.4 feet. So we're pretty much at this point tracking exactly to what the LakeMaster is running at. So again, let's speed it up, go through, and you see it just goes back and forth. It varies. This here could be a big bunch of bait balls, or it could be some weeds in this area. We did find some weeds in the deep water. In years past, the weed line went to about 12, 13 feet. This year, they've gone out to about 15 feet, so they've encroached further out. So the weed line basically goes from about 10 feet to 15 feet. We're on the outside of the weed line, and so this is where we find the most of the fish. At night, we would fish in the shallow waters between 6 and 8 feet, pulling wraps. Basically, we fish with crawlers, we fish with wraps, we fish with different, various different lures, and also with some 3 to 4 inch sucker minnows. The sucker minnows seem to be the most attractive thing that was done here. So anyway, we're going to stop this now, and I'm going to move to the boating app, loading the boating app now. It's sitting, there's some 16 foot of water, and we started out south of there, kept going north, and that's where I hit the marker. The two blue markers that are just above it, those are where we fished last winter and was quite successful there. As we went around the point back over here, we got another one. And later on, before we came to this point up here, we caught another one. The blue marker that's on the center of the point there, that's where we had very successful 2 years ago in fishing in that area. There was a lot of boats in there. All in all, the boating app is a really good app to try to figure out what you're doing. When you fish with it, if I don't have my son's boat, then I've got to manually run this. I usually run it, whatever depth we have. We also find that it's kind of difficult to always maintain the same depth because it does vary as we go along. So it's a really good map. The colors here, I have the blue, which goes up to about 10 feet, and then from 10 to 15 feet is the green. The 15 to 19 feet, that's the white area, and that's where we wanted to fish this year. So I made that white so it was easier to track. The orange, again, is beyond that, up to like 22, 23 feet. And the dark blue is real deep stuff. So this thing allows you to set up a bunch of color codes on your contours and makes it really nice to try to plan for what you want to do for fishing.